Very good morning to all of you. I, Dr. Rizwana Begum, would like to discuss about the subject Strategic Human Resource Management, which is prescribed for 5th SEM BBA, and I would like to present on the topic Human Resource Development. What is Human Resource Development? Before going to Human Resource Development, we'll just say, and you already know that is the term called human resource. Human resource refers to the knowledge, skills, creative abilities, talents, aptitudes, values and beliefs of an organization's workforce. That is, human resource means not only number of people working in the organization. It also refers to the knowledge, skills, abilities, what talents they have, what are the values, what is their belief. All together it is called as human resources. And when we come to human resource development, it is that part of human resource management which specifically deals with the training and development of employees. Andre, what is human resource development? As you know, development is abhivruddhi ಅಥವಾ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Here what happens is it specifically deals with training and development of employees training and development, and it consists of many other factors, but specifically training and development of employees. And when we see the meaning of HRD in a broader perspective, HRD is a system of developing in a continuous and planned way the competencies of individual employees, supervisor and subordinates, teams and the total organization to achieve the organization's goals. As we all know, what is the objective of any organization? To achieve organization's goals. Organization ಏನು ಸೆಟಪ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸನ್ನು ಅದನ್ನು ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು is the objective. So to achieve these, what happens here in human resource development? Here there is a continuous and planned way. There is a systematic way where the competencies or abilities of individual employees taken as individual, and there will be teams in the organization, there will be a relationship between supervisor and subordinates and the total organization. So all together they increase the competencies of human resources or employees. So when we tell the effective performance of organization depends not only on the number of human resource, it also on the competencies and quality of human resource. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಮೇಲೆ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನಿಂದು ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟ್ರೂ. Doesn't only depend on number of people, it also depends on quality and competency. ಅವರ ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟ ಹೇಗಿದೆ, ಅವರ ಎಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ. On the basis of that, organization's performance is evaluated. And in general perspective and in broader perspective, when we see various countries or different countries differ with respect to the human resources present in the country. That is, how well they are competent enough. When we compare two countries, we just see in terms of human resources how competent enough they are. The same way, when we compare two organizations, we just see the utilization value of human resources present in the organization. Next, when we see what is human resource development, as you know, it is a people oriented concept. When we see it as a concept, it is a people oriented concept where the main subject are people. Here, as it is already said, it is that part of human resource management where it specifically deals with training and development of employees or people who are there in the organization. And HRD as a concept, human resource development as a concept, it maximizes the congruence between the individual and the organizational goals. There is a relationship between individual and organization goals. So each individual has to be trained, has to be developed well, so that they have to, or he has to achieve organizational goals. And because of human resource development, the collaboration among various units becomes strong. Collaboration among the teams in the organization, teams which are reporting outside the organizations, the relationship between subordinates and supervisor or in the hierarchy which is there in the organization. So there will be a good collaboration because of this human resource development. And overall, when we see human resource development, it contributes to the professional well-being of the employees, and also it motivates employees to achieve something in the organization. It also makes employees proud. When they achieve something, they feel proud. So overall, we can say that human resource development contribute to the professional well-being, motivation and pride of employees. Next comes to definition of human resource development. As we know, various authors have given different definitions to human resource development. If you see, Nadler in 1984 defined human resource development as organized learning experience in a definite time period to increase the possibility of job performance and growth. It's a simple definition where it is said there is an organized learning experience. You learn in an organized way and within a definite time period. It doesn't mean that you learn throughout the year, throughout the time, wherever you are there in the organization, throughout the period when you stay in the organization, you are learning, right? But still, there is a definite time period to increase the possibility of job performance. When you learn in an organized way, when you have organized learning experience, there is a possibility of increasing job performance and individual growth as well as organizational growth. It is defined as a set of systematic and planned activities designed by an organization to provide its members with the opportunities to learn necessary skills to meet current and future job demands. Human resource development is also defined as set of systematic and planned activities which are designed by organization. Organization will design some of the activities, some of the learning activities to provide its members. Members means here, who are its members? Employees, with the opportunities to learn necessary skills, the necessary skills to meet present job requirements and also future job demands. Human resource development is a system where the competencies of individual employees, teams and the total organization plan to achieve the organization's goals. So as I already said, competencies of individual employees, teams, and the total organization. All together, what they do, they just plan to achieve organizational goals. And as we know, it increases the congruence between individual and the organizational goals. Next, why do we need HRD in the organization? Why there should be a human resource development in the organization? When there is development, why there has to be a development? Because as we know, our environment is changing every day. Environment here means the world is changing every day. World is dynamic. So we need HRD in the organization. So if you see some of the points, why do we need HRD? First one, changes in economic policies. As we know, there are numerous changes in economic policies of different countries, governments across the globe. Almost all the government across the globe has changed their economic policies from communist or socialist pattern or different with the different perspectives. As we know, even the government of India liberalized its economic policies in 1991 with the liberalization, privatization and globalization policies. When they changed the economic policy in a country, throughout the country, what happens? In the organization also we need to change the working structure, or we need to train the employees to adhere to those economic policies. Second point, if we see changing job requirements. Organizational dynamism brings changes in organizational design and job design. That is, the changes in the organization brings changes in the total design of the organization and particular job design. And the changes in the job design brings changes in the job description and job specification. ಅಂದರೆ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, that brings changes in the design of the organization and it in turn brings changes in the job design. And these changes in the job design brings changes in the job description. Job ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಜಾಬ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು, and job specification. Job profile ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, this job has to be done like this. So all together, when there is a organizational dynamism, it changes the job specification specifically. General changes in the economic policies or general changes in the organizational change leads to change in the job specification. Third point, need for multi-skilled human resources. As the organization changes, as the world needs dynamic employees, dynamic human resources, that is the changing trends in industrialization, structuring jobs, organizations demand the employees to take multiple activities. That is, human resources employees should be multi-skilled. They should know many skills. They cannot be like monotonous job. They cannot do a one job only. They are sticking on to one job. When they job ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, they don't have other skill, then they cannot survive. That is why human resource development is required, because the employees should know different skills which are needed in the organization so that they can develop. Next is organizational viability and transformation process. Organizational viability and transformation process, that is, organizations require employees who can adopt the changes which will take place in the organization. And organizational viability is continuously influenced by environment threats. So, human resource development is required in the organization to cope up with this viability and transformation process which takes place in the organization. And as we know, when there are advancements in all the fields, technology is one field which is advancing in a exponential way. So organizations, in order to survive and develop, should adopt latest technology. When they adopt latest technology, what happens? Technology adopt ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? It has to be trained. People who are in the organization ಅಥವಾ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ, they have to be trained to use those technology. You just can't pay a hefty amount to a particular technology, you buy it and you adapt it in the organization and you say that employees do not know how to handle it. So to avoid all those things, what happens is organizations, to cope up with the changes, they adopt the technology, then they train the employees to use those technology. Then comes organizational complexity. With the emergency of increased mechanization and automation, manufacturing of multiple products, product diversification and rendering of services, organization become complex. It is not a traditional organization, or good old days we had an organization which would deal with only one product or which would deal with only one service, rendering one service. Nowadays organization itself is a complex thing. That is, they are busy doing activities, they are engaged in activities which renders different kinds of services, which manufactures multiple products. There is a complexity in the organization. Organization's complexity will be simplified when there is a proper training and development given to the employees. So, human resource development plays a vital role here. Then comes human relations. Most of the organization tend to adopt human relations approach in the organization. Andre, organizations alli, and when we tell there is a technology ಇದೆ, mechanization ಇದೆ, machines are there, we are dealing with people. As we know, they are human beings and they should be treated like human beings, right? So what happens here is, most of the organization adopt human relation approach in the organization. So when we are adopting human relation approach, which as we know, it in turn needs human resource development. To conclude, if we just tell about this session, which deals with human resource development as a concept, and we know that all the business and industries and organizations are dynamic, changing every day, and in terms of technology, types of business, products and services, organization strength and the like, in terms of every field organizations are changing across the world, and these changes invariably demand for the development of human resources, because you cannot keep human resource of the organization static in the organization. When organizations are dynamic, people or employees in the organization or human resources in the organization should also be dynamic. To be dynamic, they should adopt the changes. How to adopt the changes? Through human resource development. So human resource development is that part of human resource management which is very vital to the industry, to the organization, and also to the employees individually for their self growth, and which in turn leads to organization growth. I hope the concept of human resource development is clear. Thank you for patient listening. Thank you.